Maybe some of the best advice you have for people who are starting out, who want to kind of succeed with this model. Tell us a little bit about your thoughts on that.
Well, I can tell you the biggest thing I would say is learning the art of the talk off. It's what Eddie would call the art of the talk off. It's what I call, or I think it's mainly known as framing. One of the things that I learned early on was, and the reason why I asked, what are you involved with, was rentals. Well, why? And when you dig into what the why, they want it for cash flow. So at that point, it's just framing it to like, here's how you have a better outlet, and kind of answering it that way, rather than, as you know, I'm not one to kind of argue over it, which is kind of going back to looking for that very specific person. And it was just kind of like, hey, listen, here's the facts. If you run your numbers and you run these numbers, which one's better? And I let them come to their own conclusion. If they do, great. If they don't,
I was arguing, Ben, with one of my mentors years ago, and he said, listen, call me Joey. He said, listen, Joey, you can be right or you can be rich, but you got to choose.
That's right.
Right. And I shut up and I didn't argue anymore. But Ben, so that is that part of that talk off again, is so you're investing in this and it's earning this. And it can be volatile, right? I mean, we can't argue stock market is, good. Housing market is good, but there's two sides to that, right? Yep. But you just, you were looking for these folks, and they were looking to be, they just wanted to be the bank, right? And just talk a minute about that whole bank thing. I mean, that's really what it is.
Yep. And that's kind of alluding to, kind of tying the two thoughts together. That's what I was going for. It's like, so they wanted the rentals, but they were burnout. I mean, you want to talk about burnout landlords. Once you get about two or three, those of us who have had more than a few rentals, we know that the headaches are eventual. I've heard somebody say, "Hey, I have 2 rentals and they're great." I'm like, well, get some more underneath your belt, and we'll see what happens. But having that conversation with them and just taking it, here's the rentals, and it's really where the note versus rental idea came from. And it's just saying, run your numbers. I hear what you're saying, because I've heard that too, but here's